In Bubble Basin, where coral towers lean like sleepy skyscrapers and kelp curls like morning hair, Tuesdays were for errands, a gentle stroll along the seafloor, maybe a claw trim, maybe a kelp smoothie. Just another ordinary day in Bubble Basin for Crispin the Crab, or so it seemed. Then, just as he was sipping the last of his kelp smoothie, something floated by, an old bottle, sealed tight with a great big cork. It bumped into his claw like it had been delivered just for him. Inside, a faded receipt, a very damp shipping label, and a soggy treasure map. Because, of course, express underwater shipping has its quirks. He must have ordered something weeks ago, one of those late-night half-asleep impulse clicks. He couldn't remember what it was, but apparently it had arrived, in the form of a challenge. The map was more doodle than diagram, just a big X, a few arrows, and the words "Great rewards await those brave enough to claim them." It might have been written by a barnacle with bad handwriting, but it was his, and it was how he'd get his delivery. Crispin squinted at it, turned it sideways, upside down, a puzzle, a challenge. This is not on demand at all, and so he followed it. He scuttled past snapping clams and whispering sea grass. He passed a coral canyon filled with glowing jelly lanterns, each one pulsing gently like an EDM DJ. He crossed a field of glassy starfish that clicked politely as he tiptoed by, like tiny dancers acknowledging his presence. He climbed the back of a yawning sea turtle the size of a dinner plate, who didn't seem to mind but did mutter something about traffic. He dodged the long, graceful arms of a kelp forest harpist, a jellyfish strumming tunes only whales could hear. He got chased by a territorial eel who thought the map was a sandwich. 3 wrong turns, one confusing conversation with a mimic octopus, and a deeply suspicious kelp maze that might have been alive. He found it, a box half buried in sand, glinting like it knew a secret. He kicked and yanked, sat on it, dug underneath like he was trying to tunnel to Tuesday. He fetched a stick of coral and tried prying it open like a jar of jellyfish jelly. He even climbed up on a ledge and tried to drop a rock on it. Unfortunately for Crispin, things don't fall underwater with any sort of dangerous velocity. Out of breath, out of plans, and out of patience, Crispin collapsed beside it. He sighed, flopped over dramatically, and muttered, "Oh, please, just open." The chest creaked open with the sort of drama only objects can manage. All you had to do was say please, it muttered in a raspy voice. Sounds like it had some sort of chest cold. Inside the chest, bathed in a soft glowing light from sources unknown, light that made the sand shimmer and the moment feel almost magical, was a hat. But not just any hat. A banana hat. It was glorious, and suddenly it clicked. This was what he'd ordered that night. This was the treasure, not just perfect, exactly what he'd hoped for. What a great day, a banana hat. Without hesitation, he popped it on his head and grinned wide. He spun once, did a little dance. This wasn't just a treasure, this was joy. For one perfect moment, everything in Bubble Basin was bananas, and he loved it. But the moment didn't last long. A passing shrimp did a double take. Somewhere in the distance, a dolphin snorted. Laughter everywhere. Nobody seemed to like his banana hat. Crispin's smile faded. His eyes dropped to the sand. The joy fizzled as quickly as it had sparked. The laughter, small as it was, echoed louder than it should have. He slouched, looked down. Slowly, he reached up to take it off. And that's when Ocho floated in, low and soft, like he'd been watching the whole time. You know, Ocho said in his wise octopus way, being yourself can be scary, especially when other folks don't get it. Ocho gave a Crispin a gentle nod. But if that hat makes you happy, wear it, proudly, because being yourself, that's real treasure. Crispin didn't say anything. He looked at the hat, then at Ocho, then slowly he put the banana hat back on, chin high, eyes steady. The shrimp still giggled, the anemone still snickered. But this time, Crispin didn't flinch. He smiled, because the banana hat was his and he liked it. So go ahead, wear your banana hat if that's what makes you happy. Sometimes being yourself is the bravest thing you can do. That's all for this time, my friends. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for hanging out with us. Go watch another video.